Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. We do have a lot of Rangers t-shirts available on our website. Do browse the collection by going to either rfcclothing.com or going down into the link in the description. Let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Just a quick message for the sort of regular viewers, guys. I will be back live streaming every single Rangers game as of today, as Rangers take on Aberdeen at the time of recording. So if you do want to tune into those live streams, do be there 15 minutes before. As I say, I am really looking forward to watching Rangers live again with all of the subscribers. Anyway, let's get into today's video and discuss this headline. So Rangers in Europe over the last... since Steven Gerrard came in, so 2018, Rangers have been very impressive in Europe. And we've had some really good nights being Rangers fans. We've taken a lot of big European scalps. And of course, last season getting to the Europa League final was a massive achievement, and one that It was such a huge achievement, but one that I look back on, I can't look at the Europa League trophy. I'm still getting PTSD from the music. I can't even see that Sevilla stadium. I haven't watched the game back. It's something that's going to haunt me for the rest of my life, probably, because it was such a great opportunity. It was so close to making history. However, I have to admit it was a great achievement for Rangers, a Scottish club, a club outside the top 5 divisions, getting to a European final. And basically, due to Rangers' recent exploits over the last 5 years, basically Rangers are in there with the top 6 contributors in European football with regards to coefficient points. So if you didn't already know, UEFA sort of ranks each countries, and it's a bit of an algorithm on how teams get Champions League places, how teams get Europa League places, where they rank, where they seed, and all this rest of it. It comes down to coefficient points, basically, and each nation is ranked from 1 to however many countries there are in Europe, and Scotland currently rank 9th. However, over the last 5 seasons, Scotland has seen significant improvement from their position, which has seen Scotland now have 2 Champions League places, the winners of the SPFL going straight into the group stages, and then second place getting at least Europa League group stage. But basically that happens by coefficient points being accumulated, and basically in the whole of Europe, Rangers over the last 5 seasons are in great company and have provided the 6th most coefficient points in Europe. They are only above Manchester City are 1st, Ajax is 2nd, Bayern Munich are 3rd, Dinamo are 4th, and then Paris Saint-Germain are 5th. In 7th place is Chelsea, 8th place is Liverpool, 9th place is Real Madrid, and 10th place is Benfica. So that goes to show the company that Rangers are surrounded by. So I read this and I couldn't believe it, and it was a really good achievement from Rangers itself. Rangers have contributed 18.13 coefficient points to the nation's score, which means just under 50% of Scotland's points over the last 5 seasons have come from Rangers. Celtic, meanwhile, have only added 12.1 to Scotland's ranking, which translates to 33.24% of the total earned by Scottish clubs in the last 5 seasons. And I'm not really going to be discussing the other teams because they absolutely do nothing towards the coefficient. And to be fair, Celtic don't really do much to the coefficient either. But the frustrating thing is, as I said, it's an impressive stat that Rangers are up there with the top 6 in Europe in terms of achieving these coefficient points. But the frustrating thing is that Celtic are getting the fruits of Rangers' labour. Rangers have been so impressive in European football, getting to the Europa League final, as we said earlier on. However, they aren't winning the league and getting the fruits of the labour and going straight to the Champions League group stage. Basically, Rangers' exploits are Celtic are taking advantage of it, winning the league and then going straight into the group stage. And obviously, you know how lucrative a Champions League group stage is. So we really need to start winning that division. And hopefully next season we can start, getting into the competition and actually start, getting the fruits of our labour that we've been working so hard for over the last 5 years. But yeah, I just found that very interesting. As I said, Rangers have contributed the 6th best in Europe with regards to UEFA coefficient points. I do think next season is going to be a bit more interesting for Rangers. I do look at the Champions League group stage campaign this year. It was, of course, very disappointing, but as always, I think you need to put context into that situation. I don't think there was a lot of injuries for Rangers. If you looked at the qualifiers itself, Rangers were very impressive, of course, beating PSV Eindhoven. But as soon as they got to the groups, a lot of key players, and particularly the defence, all got injured and were no longer a part of the team, which seen us sort of get demolished by Liverpool, seen us get demolished by an average Ajax side who aren't even top of the league at the moment. I think they're battling out for second at the moment in the Eredivisie. And then, of course, Napoli, one of the most informed teams in Europe at the moment. We actually went toe-to-toe with them for a while until there was a red card and a few penalties given. But I do think, obviously, you've got to look at context with our Champions League group stage campaign. And to think we had an 18-year-old who playing for Rangers B in the Lowland League since Michael Beale has come back playing in those games. So, as I say, context needs to be added. And I think we'll be a lot better off next season, hopefully, with new additions coming in. And, of course, bit of luck on that front in terms of injuries. So I do look at that and I kind of write it off. It's a bit of a bad memory, but I think if we do qualify again this year, I think we'll actually be fine in the Champions League, to be honest. I think we'll have a good opportunity, and I think we'll be a better representation of ourselves this year. Of course, as well, I said in yesterday's video with regards to the Champions League, Rangers will be going in. Obviously, Celtic have won the league, right? Rangers will be going into the third qualifying round, so we'll have to navigate two-legged ties for a place in the group stage, which is a needs must, really. As I said before, I kind of like the Europa League. However, if Celtic are in the Champions League, I don't like to be looking at the opposition, but we need to keep up with their finances. They're going to be getting a free reign of 20 to 30 million pounds. Rangers also need to match that and get some of that money as well. So it is going to be a big summer in getting into the group stages of the Champions League. Should Rangers fail, they will get a place in the Europa League group stage. But as I say, we need to be doing whatever Celtic do to make sure we keep our finances in check. But I do think this season is going to be a better representation of ourselves, especially if we do get into the Champions League, as we are really impressive. I think our team is set up for Europe. Remember, the impressive starts or impressive performances in Europe came from Steven Gerrard, who Michael Beale was a coach. So I think we're going to start to see a bit more of that, and I'm really, really excited for the European campaign. Rangers fans, what do you make of us being the 6th highest contributor in Europe to our coefficient points? And do you think we will qualify for the Champions League group stages this season? As I said, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do, as always, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have a lot of Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do shop the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.